Welcome to Moms Crumbs, where you'll learn how to build real income and start reselling all from home.
Hey, welcome back to the Moms Crumbs podcast. My name is Cindy, and in today's episode, I want to touch a very specific topic. It is like how we balance family and business together without losing your mind. If you're listening, if you're going through something very similar that you're saying you don't want to have 4 kids, it's so hard to do shows when I have the kids on the house and they're running around. I just can't do this. Or probably it's like, oh, I'm super overwhelmed packaging. I don't have time for doing this, have time for that. Okay. Wait, this is for you. I want you to stay and listen to this episode. Hopefully, I can help you in some way, kind of inspire you, just kind of give you my perspective on how we are able to balance these two things together. And hopefully, this is something that you can, get some tips on. So I remember when we started growing on Whatnot, and I did share in a couple episodes back, when we hire an employee, we hire someone to help me because I was getting very stressed. But the whole need doesn't stop there, especially for me. I have 4 kids. Sometimes I was in the middle of the show, I was running a show, and then my son started running around, or my son started screaming, and I was selling, and we want like everything to be perfect. We want everything to be quiet and just kind of run a show peacefully because you're trying to sell something without the kids running. That's not going to happen. Don't expect to be perfect, especially if you have kids at home. It's not going to be perfect. I think one of the things that I learn and understand is like I have to make my kids, my entire family, part of this business, because at the end of the day, this is businesses for us and they have to be part of it. So the moment that I understood that, I let my audience know, hey, I have 4 kiddos. I have my kids with me. If you hear a scream or so, hang out with me. I have to take care of them. They are my priority. And kind of people, it's so understandable when you kind of share your position and where you at, what they are with your kiddos. There's going to be other moms on the chat that they're going to totally understand you. So don't try to have a perfect show because it's not going to happen like that, especially when you have kids. I remember running shows, and the moment when I started on Whatnot, I was still breastfeeding. I still was breastfeeding my last son. And sometimes I had to stop the show and go breastfeed my son. And that's okay. We have to set boundaries when it comes to family and business, when there is some times that your kids are going to need you more than needing, the work that you're doing on the business. So you kind of have to be able to balance and see where you have to go and what you need to do in the moment. Let's say your son started crying and the middle of the show is like, okay, you have to be like kind of wise enough to say, okay, guys, you know what? I'm sorry. You probably got to come back later, show you more things, make sure to follow me, la, la, la. I have to go take care of my kids. That is normal. And that's okay. I have done that many times and I don't feel guilty. I'll have to say the first few times I did feel guilty. I'm like, man, probably I should have to sell a lot of things, but I have to cut my show. And I was feeling super guilty and super upset. But hey, this is part of your journey. This is part of who you are. And that's okay. I think the moment that you change your mindset of thinking that, because sometimes we get so into the whole business thing, packaging, selling, sourcing, that we forget the most important part for who we're doing this. Why you're doing this? If you're a mom, you're doing it because you want the best life for your kids. But don't forget that they are part of the journey, that they are there with you. Sometimes my son is like, hey, mom, can I sing a song that I learned school in the show? Sure, buddy, come over here. And he starts singing a song. And, people's like, oh my gosh, he's so adorable. It's part of the business. He's part of my family. He's part of me. And that's fine. I think the moment that we set up those boundaries, knowing and understanding that this is who we are, this is for what we're working for, this is for who we're doing the effort that we're doing, our mindset changes. So I think for us, that was like the main thing. We set our priorities. And I think I said it in the last episode. We set our priorities straight. The family is always first. My kids are my priority, hobby. And that's one thing. But I want you to set boundaries in yourself as well. Because sometimes we are so eager to grow our business that we don't take care of ourselves. Sometimes 5 hours straight in front of the camera selling and I don't drink water, you know, or I hold it to go pee, or something. But no, sometimes it's like, hey, you know what? Give me a second. I need to grab some water. Hold on. I'm going to sit down and running these things. We have to take care of ourselves. Like I said, I've been there many times and I have done it many times and I know it's not okay. We have to take care of ourselves. Sometimes I know I'm running so much, sourcing, I'm doing calls, I'm doing so many things that I have to do for the business that I don't eat in many hours. And that is very bad for my health. So sometimes being more conscious that you really need to set your boundaries in yourself. Because think about it. If you get sick, you're not going to be able to take care of your kids. You're not going to be able to do shows. You're not going to be able to do many things that you want to do. So you are first. The way on how you're feeling is first. So if you feel tired, and if you want to push a show, you want to cancel that show that night because you just want to rest, that's okay. You have to give permission to yourself to make changes. Like not everything is going to go as you planned. That is the beautiful power of being a business owner, that you can make the schedule around the needs that you have around you, the needs that your family have, and then you come back tomorrow refreshed, rested and keep going. I think knowing that part is the way that how you can balance your time and the family with the business. Because that's another thing. I think one of the things that helped me so much, and I'm still in the process of learning the entire thing, it's organization. Once you learn how to organize your time and set those boundaries on those schedules and follow them. Because sometimes, believe me, I have created sketches that I'm like, this is my schedule. This is what I'm going to follow. And at the end, I break it and I don't do it. But I try my best to be better every day, but at least creating those schedules around your business, around the time with your families. Because sometimes it's like we talk about and we hear a lot of videos or people saying, oh, we need to give quality time of our kids. But what is quality time? Sometimes we have those quality times. And again, I've been there, that we are with our kiddos and yeah, I'm spending quality time with my son. But I have my phone watching my girls that are streaming and whatnot, or probably I'm scrolling on social media, searching something for the business or something like that. Let's trying to and this is something that I'm speaking out loud for myself as well. Again, every time that I come and speak to you in front of the camera, I'm not standing here saying I'm perfect and I'm doing all of this and I'm this perfect mom. It is not that. It's not that. I'm still learning. I've been selling and whatnot, and I've had so many different struggles and so many different things that I have make many mistakes, and I keep making many mistakes, and I keep learning, because there's just so much to learn and so much to grow. That is the way. If you make a mistake, you need to try to fix whatever you did wrong and keep going. And you're gonna mess up again, and it's fine. I think sometimes we are so hard on ourselves because we did a whole mistake and you did it again. It's like, oh my gosh, I did it again. And you're so mad and so upset at yourself. Hey, have some grace. You're doing this. Take your own time. It's your own process. It's your own journey. So setting those boundaries, setting up schedules. Sometimes it kind of works for me. There's people work different ways. You're going to have to find the way that it works for you. I have tried different many things. I have tried getting a notebook and kind of just writing everything down, like a journal, and writing everything down of what I have to do. Do I follow it? No. I forget the book at home, or I forget the book on the car and not reading it. So that didn't work for me. So again, I was like, okay, probably if I set up my calendar in my phone, I see a lot of people doing that. Probably that works for me. It doesn't work for me either. I try to set up alarms on my phone to kind of, be very strategic with my timing. It didn't work for me. But you know what? I got notes, the app notes from my iPhone. I got it and I start putting just key things that I needed to do. And then I put it in my home screen and I had it right there. And every time that I grab my phone, I remember, oops, I need to go here. I need to follow this. Oh, at this time, I need to do this. That kind of started working for me, so I'm going to change it somehow and probably trying to find something easier in the way. And that's okay. I think trying to find tools and things that are going to help you get going and try to accomplish what you really want to accomplish and set those boundaries where you set those times. Let's say set a time for setting the shows, setting a time when you got a package, setting a time when you're going to source. Now it's time to clean the house because let's be honest, as moms, we wear so many hats, okay? I have the hat of cleaning, have the hat of cooking, have the hat of taking the kids to school or doing homework with them. Now I have to come to the warehouse and I have to leave the packaging team, or probably I have to do a show, or there are so many things that we do. And sometimes making a list of all of these things and probably setting some times to do those things and not do everything at the same time is going to be more healthy for you. And you're going to feel like that you're flowing more, that you're getting things accomplished and you're moving and you are always balancing your family and your business. So I know this one is a short episode, but I really wanted to come and share this because I know there's a lot of moms out there that wanting to start Whatnot, but they can't figure it out the way of how they can do a show if they have kids. And let me tell you, you don't have to figure it out. You do it with your kids. You put yourself and be in front of the camera and be transparent, saying, I have kids. This is the way of how it's going to be the show today because I have my son. My son is here. Whatever situation you have, you expose it. You share it with your audience and they're going to be glad to accept it. I think it's more the fear that we have to expose certain situations to the public because you don't know how many people are watching you. Probably the many people are not even saying anything, but they are watching you. I think it's more the fear of that more than what actually the situation is. So I hope this was helpful. Again, make sure to follow us, on Instagram, TikTok, Moms and Crumbs. Make sure to tune in our next show and come and say hello to me. We are like literally in episode 10. Probably you already listened to all, or this is your first one that you're listening to us, episode that you listen. Comment to our shows and say hello. I want to, kind of say hello to you and kind of hang out a little bit on the show. But yeah, this was an amazing journey. I'm going to keep doing more episodes and kind of keep sharing our journey. So make sure to give us a follow. And I hope you guys share this episode with someone that probably is struggling with this that we just talked. So thank you so much, guys. I hope to see you in the next episode and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Moms and Crumbs. To get started on your own reselling journey, check out the links in the show notes for free checklist, guides, and trainings from Cindy. Or get in on the fun and join her next live stream on Whatnot. If you're enjoying this podcast, be sure to hit subscribe or follow so you never miss an episode. And share it with another mom who's ready to build real income from home. We believe this information has the power to transform families' lives just like it did Cindy's. That's why we're on a mission to help as many moms as possible learn how to resell, build a legacy, and create real income, all from home. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.